Hello, hello everyone. It's Robin M. DeGroot with TLC, Truth, Love, Creativity. And I am in Tucson again. And this time I really have looked at a few apartments and homes, which is really what I think I'm going to settle on. If I can rent a home, that will be a lot better. I don't necessarily need all the services and amenities of an apartment with all the um, I don't know, like even apartment homes with the complex and all the fun stuff. But I do need space and I need a much bigger situation than I've had for a while. So I'm not downsizing, I'm trying to upsize a little bit. I don't want to bring junk, I just want to bring definitely want a space for books, so I do want a bit of a library room and not have it in any bedroom or living room really, because living room maybe, but basically even in feng shui principles your books are not to be in your bedroom because that's kind of a thing that is not for sleeping and being with lovers and all the stuff that bedrooms represent. But I always have a book by my bed because I will read a bit before I sleep, and that is a whole different story. But in the organizing and setup, that's one thing. And I also would like a treatment room and an office, so definitely need a few rooms that are just going to be available. And if I can have a garage, because I would like to be able to do art projects and a lot more of the sculpture and have some kind of tools that are safe and not just outside. So these are all the factors. And a lot of places are pretty good, but they don't have a garage. So I was a little spoiled. I've been in a few houses before it got so expensive in the Bay Area that actually had garages, and they were really fun because we did have a bit of a workshop and workspace. So those are the things I'm looking for. I'm looking at a few more today. This was just a quick pop in, and then I will pop out again. But then I'll have a couple of weeks in the Bay Area. I would actually like to probably sign something this weekend if I can. I would like to be more organized. The end of the month is going to be full traveling. So I am going to Atlanta and do some more work with Clint Arthur, and also going to Vegas, more speaking practice and the extreme speaker practice. So those are all big events that just helping with speaking, learning to get better at storytelling, and figuring out my next story. And my speech is ready from Harvard Club of Boston. So it was skipping a little bit from the first download. So I have to try to download it again, make sure that it's fully smooth running, and then I'm going to upload it onto my channel. So I look forward to that. I really haven't had time to edit. I haven't had time to do much, and that's partly my issues with living in San Francisco, Bay Area, and just the lifestyle I've lived for the last, I don't know, it's 20 years in August actually. And being a mother and being an entrepreneur and basically transitioning my life from being a teacher into a body worker and then therapist of different sorts. And now really it's like trying to get the coaching going where I coach people, but I also implement the body work and all the different therapies and modalities that I've learned over the years. So I do hope to just really lock this down and have a really nice space. Like this is, it's been such an issue for the last few years that I can't afford it, or I mean, the spaces don't make sense what you can actually get in San Francisco. You're either shared time, which is pretty limited, Um, it's just not very big, and perhaps for working with people, but again, I can't be consistent, and then definitely not for art. So I actually want to bring people into a creative kind of space in their own lives as well, not just me. This is a big part of my work. So this is part of my own specifications with space, basically. So I'm very excited. I actually did a reading last night, and it was saying a lot about the 10th, which is today, is Jupiter is very strong right now, so there's a lot of fire planets who are going direct, and they're all in the heavens. So Jupiter, I mean, is in Sagittarius, and then there's Sagittarius and Aries, and all of that is just good for movement, and Jupiter is good for luck. So I'm very excited about that because I do feel like when I'm on the right track, things flow. And yesterday it was looking very positive at some of these apartments, but then I was just thinking I really have to stick to what I know I need, and I don't necessarily need the same things as other people, which is okay. So anyway, I'm pretty excited. I did want to check in. I haven't done videos in a while. I'm always a bit frustrated with that, but I am working towards much more consistency and just a situation where everything can be on a better schedule that's structured for the audience, for my themes, and then show a lot of the new implementation of the things I've been doing. The new pictures to come will be with President Carter, so that's super exciting. And then I'll also be going to Carnegie Hall in the fall and getting some pictures with some other awesome people. If you have any way to get to be a part of the Carnegie Hall event with Clint Arthur, then I would explore that, look it up online, and try to get connected with him. But this is going to be the legends at Carnegie Hall, and just really interesting to me about the people who are basically stars in so many years in their own fields, and reinventing themselves is something that I really admire, and I know it's not easy, and it seems easy because they make it look easy, but really trying to pick up the pieces and think, what am I going to do now if I don't like something I'm doing or haven't made a certain thing work, then I really do think those are things to shoot for. So trying something new, and especially if it's closer to your heart. So it's going to be Martha Stewart and Iced Tea and Cocoa and Snoop Dogg, at least, Ben from Ben and Jerry's, and we'll have some photos with some of those people and just get to hear their journey, their suggestions, their biggest takeaways about being entrepreneurs, and coming from when they've been really down and coming back up from something that's really challenging. So I'm super looking forward to that, and I definitely suggest anyone to get connected with that. So, signing off, I'm going to check out here and see a few more places, and then I will be back in the Bay Area for the next couple of weeks, and then eventually be in Tucson, Oro Valley area. There's a channel on YouTube that I was watching a lot, and it's about moving to Arizona, and he was very helpful. So I do think this is kind of a nice community where we can share what's going on. So I am maybe one of these, I don't know if it's stereotypical, but like a transplant from California to Arizona. But I don't know. For me, it seems it's where my path is taking me. And partly this is because of astrocartography, which I may or may not have said before. But basically, I had my astrocartography done when I was in Canada and I was teaching in the early days. I was a young mother, 22 or so, and I had this done, and really, Arizona was one of the best places for me, according to my astrology chart on the world, um, for certain aspects, which is teaching and coaching and healing work and artistic work. So, this is partly why I'm getting there now. And I did go to California in the beginning because that's where I got a job as a teacher and I was able to come to the US. And then I raised my children there and they are going to schools in California, which is really awesome. But now it's kind of like my time. And it's also a new phase for me. So I'll sign off with that and suggest everyone take a look at any of the Carnegie Hall things online with Clint Arthur and celebrity entrepreneur stuff. Also, take a listen to his radio show. He's just a really pretty impressive guy. He's got a lot of things to teach people, and I'm pretty happy to get connected with him on all these new adventures in the just really getting myself out there and getting back into speaking again, which I've always been a speaker, and now it's coming full circle. Okay, signing off. Always subscribe if you can. Put on the bell, like sign up with the bell so you can get notifications. And share these videos if you can't subscribe. And it helps me to share.